It's time to take off your clothes, enjoy clothes-free living, and join us for Naked, Nudist, and Naturist.
Welcome to Naked, Nudists, and Naturists, the show that celebrates clothes-free living for all. I'm your host, Frank Stone.
And I'm your correspondent, Lisa Monroe, and I'll be reporting on all things within the Naturist community. So it's time to get naked and join us.
And enjoy clothes-free living on Naked, Nudists, and Naturists. Well, greetings and welcome in to Naked, Nudists, and Naturists, episode 150 today. Glad you're with us to enjoy and to celebrate clothes-free living for all the right reasons. If you call it nudism, naturism, naked as a jaybird, whatever you call it, it's all the same thing. Just enjoying getting the restraints off of us, getting those clothes off of us, getting rid of societal stresses and strains, and enjoying clothes-free living. Whether you enjoy it a minute a day, 25/8, somewhere in between, only at home, only on vacation, all of the time, that's up to you to decide. You get to decide that yourself, which is kind of the nice benefit of clothes-free living. You decide when you get to be clothes-free. If you can be clothes-free during the show, so much the better. We're enjoying it together, somewhat vicariously. We're not in the same room with you, of course, but we know that we're clothes-free and you're clothes-free. We know that. We bond together on these Wednesday extravaganzas as well as our Saturday morning shows. We've been doing the Saturday morning shows every single Saturday. We haven't missed one yet since July 1st of 2023. We've been doing these Wednesday extravaganza shows every Wednesday since July 30th of this year. It's supposed to be most Wednesdays. It's turned into every Wednesday. I'm sure we'll take one off somewhere along the way, but we haven't gotten there yet. But really glad that you're here, so come on in. The pool is looking like $1,000,000. We had it cleaned and treated this morning. Fresh chlorine put in early this morning, so it's dissipated somewhat. And it's clean as a whistle, ready to go. The hot tub is fired up, full bore at 104 degrees. People seem to like that. If you want it cooled off, we can do that too. The grill is going full bore. We have steaks, we have pork chops, we have chicken. You can have one of each, you can have two of each. Whatever you want, it's there for you. Off to the right, we have fruits and vegetables. Help yourselves there. And off to the left, we have cold drinks. We have water, sparkling water, lemonade, tea, soft drinks. I think we included everything in there. And then inside, we have the hot drinks, coffee, tea, espresso. The machine was donated by a listener. In the back left corner of the pool area, still inside the screen, but out of the water, we have our cigar bar. Help yourself. You leave out the left side door of the screened-in area. You'll find a hammock strung between two trees. Need a break? Need a nap? Want to just get away and let the sun and breeze flow over your skin? That's the place to go for a little bit. Donated by a listener. And behind the pool, we have 3 putting greens donated by a listener. Want to work on your putting, get away from swimming for a bit? That's your place to go. And off to the right outside of the pool area, we have a little bocce ball court. You can help yourself there as well. We're just glad that you're here. And yes, a week from tomorrow is Christmas. That came upon us fairly quickly. Not sure if you're experiencing the same. Of course, there are some people who say that every year. I guess I've said that before myself, but not necessarily as quickly as it seems to have been coming up this year. Maybe because we're working so much, we didn't have time to count the days. We were just moving and grooving and living clothes-free for all the right reasons. And all of a sudden, we look at the calendar and say, whoa, baby, 8 days from tomorrow. It's Christmas Day. So hopefully you're out there in the spirit of the season. Whatever you do you put lights up? Do you put a tree up? Do you knock yourself out shopping? Hope you don't, by the way, on that last one. Some people like to get presents for others, but don't knock yourself out. It's not worth getting stressed out over. But if you do, Lisa Monroe has a perfect solution for that. Just have one of her cookies or one of her brownies or a piece of a cake or pie that she has made. Not that you can purchase that. We don't have that in our merchandise shop, but we should. She is such a good cook and a good baker. We could just sell tons of those flying off the shelves, but we're not going to. If I propose that to her, I think that might be the last you ever hear of me I would be rendered not able to speak anymore. Let's just put it that way. So we won't go down that road. But we're glad you're here today. And on today's show, we're going to talk about. Remember the other day we talked about Marc from France, his article, The Science Behind Nudism. And we got roughly halfway through, and we're going to finish that today. So part 2 of the article from Marc from France, The Science Behind Nudism, why it actually physically works from a scientific viewpoint. We can say, I love it, it feels great, on and on and on. But Marc's come up with some scientific, physical reasons why it actually works. And then we're going to play a song for you from a gentleman by the name of, let's see, I had it here somewhere, going through my notes. Anytime you have a new name to introduce on the show, I tend to forget it because I'm not getting any younger there, Sonny. Bear with me. I'm just teasing. A new song by Rick Dorciak. I didn't have to look for that name. It's on the tip of my tongue. Just being a little silly here. Maybe a little slap happy 8 days before Christmas. But Rick has come out with a new song. It's either Merry Nude-Mas, Merry Nude-Mas, or Merry Nudimas, however you want to say it. In the song, it's Nudimas, but they also say Nude-Mas. But that's the tune, Merry Nude-Mas, obviously, instead of Merry Christmas. And celebrating Christmas, clothes-free, for all of the right reasons. So, lots to look forward to today. Lisa's coming through the door now, so we'll bring her in just a moment. We'll talk about part 2 of the article from Marc from France. We'll play Rick's song, and a great time will be had by all. And as you might be hearing, because I'm hearing it, and if I hear it, you probably do too. Do you hear the music? Let's listen for a second. Oh, yes, there it is. I can hear it plain as day. I'm sure you can too. That can only mean one thing. It's time for the great, the terrific, the completely over-the-top, fully clothes-free, and fully smiling, our Naturism correspondent, Lisa Monroe. She is the one and only, the one of a kind, the completely clothes-free and fully smiling, our Naturism correspondent, Lisa Monroe. Good morning, Lisa. How are you today?
Good morning, Frank. You know, I thought about wearing jingle bells as I came in, but I decided that would probably mess up your recording and editing. So you have everything set so balanced that it might really mess things up. So they're out in the lobby, and if you hear jingling, it's probably somebody playing with them or...
Well, yeah, they definitely would have been heard over my mic. Your mic wasn't on yet, but I shouldn't ask this question because I don't want to come off as being inappropriate, but where are we going to wear these jingle bells? Around your neck, on your arm, or what?
I was carrying them, okay? How dare you? No.
Just clarification.
I know. So just carrying them, promise. Okay.
It's an audio medium, not visual, so we have to sometimes help the visual along. Is that okay?
That works for me.
All right. So it's hard to believe, and maybe I shouldn't say this out loud, but only 8 days before Christmas. We've said it on pretty much every show, I think, for the last month. But what an amazingly quick year. I'm really happy and gung-ho. How about you?
I am too, and it has been an unbelievably quick year. I mean, yeah, it's just been, it doesn't seem like it's that long ago that we did this same type of show for 24. So it is amazing how time flies. And I think I really and truly, and we said it before, part of it is because we love doing the show. And it's like, you know, if it's Saturday or it's Wednesday, it must be in and in. And it's just really fun. So it's been a great year.
Yeah, it's these Wednesday shows, which we started basically because listeners said we like some more Lisa Frank time. And it led to starting a Wednesday show, just the two of us. Seems like we've been doing these forever, but you know, we only started on July 30th. So only less than half a year we've been doing this, yet it's so much a part of the landscape here. It feels like we've been doing it forever, and I mean that in a positive way.
I do too. I mean, it's most definitely, you know, it's just been kind of fun and it's quick and you know, every now and then I have to ask you, what day is this and what show is this? And because I get confused. I have a spreadsheet now so I can remember what we've done. That's pretty awful, isn't it?
They have to keep a spreadsheet, and you know, we keep one here in the office because otherwise we'd have the same guest on every week.
Exactly. Or I'd be like going, what? Who's on this week? I don't understand. Okay, it's a mess, but it's fun.
Yeah, yeah. It's we run things here no differently than you probably ran things in your HR office. You had a calendar of events, a calendar of meetings, and you stuck to it and made changes along the way to make it come out perfectly in the end. So it's basically the same system.
It is. I mean, if you don't keep control of what's happening to you, even if it's fun stuff or not fun stuff, and you get kind of off the beaten track, and that's not good. Which we do sometimes here on this show on Wednesdays. We get off the beaten track. Yes, we do. Anyway,
but with intent.
This is true. Okay, I really think that I'm kind of overly excited today because I've been baking cookies. And so I haven't been eating those cookies other than to test to make sure they're okay. But I've inhaled too much sugar, I think. So I shall try to remain calm.
All right. Well, I just tell myself before I down a cookie or 10 that sugar is fat-free. And as long as I psych myself out, I'm good to go.
I like that. Yeah. Yes. Okay, then we'll go with that.
Yeah. Now, when the 5 pounds on the scale appear over the next week, then I'll have to wonder, well, how'd that happen? I had sugar-free cookies. It makes no sense.
Doesn't make sense at all, but it's the burden we carry.
That's right. We're willing to pay the price for the common good.
Yes.
All right. Well, on the show the other day on Saturday, we got into this blog post by Mark from France, nudeandhappy.com, all about the science behind non-sexual nude comfort and why it just flat out works. He's taking opinion and feeling and all that stuff we talk about a lot, and he's put it aside and said, basically scientifically, hello, here's why it works, black and white, right between the eyes. Let's go. And the first 3 we talked about on Saturday, and that's thermoregulation. Your body's built-in AC works perfectly when it's naked. Tactile freedom. Your entire somatosensory system lights up positively. And the third one we covered, reduced chronic microstress from waistbands, seams, bras, socks, collars. And so, Lisa, if you will read the title of his article again, and then the opening paragraph, we'll read that again, and then we'll jump to point number 4. It's all yours.
Okay. Why being naked feels so damn good. The hard science behind non-sexual nude comfort. As a longtime naturist, I feel much better when I'm naked. Discussions with many naturists confirm I'm not alone. However, we often wonder at this feeling and may sometimes question it. Non-sexual nudity feels damn good and for various physiological and psychological reasons that science backs, as I am going to tell you.
And then I just listed off points 1, 2, 3. He has 6 altogether. We'll do 4, 5, 6 today. And number 4 is yours.
Vitamin D and microbiome benefits that feel good in real time. Full body sunlight exposure spikes vitamin D synthesis way beyond what arms and face can do. The rapid increase feels subtly energizing and mood lifting within minutes. Yes, the effect is that fast. Plus, letting air and sunlight hit all of your skin keeps the cutaneous microbiome healthier. Fewer rashes, less odor, less itching, healthy skin equals comfortable human.
How about that? Remember, there was a woman I interviewed a few years ago before we started this show who ended up being not one of your favorites.
I know who you're talking about already.
That's right. And she talked about a lot of this. And even though I've been basically a nudist since I was born, that's just how I grew up, I never really knew that. I knew it felt great to be clothes-free for a lot of reasons, but I never got down to the nitty-gritty, the science behind it. But she talked a lot about the vitamin D, and you need that every single day. Yes, you can get it from vitamins and other sources, but the best source is the most natural source, and that's the sunlight. And she talked about that a lot to the point I thought, I wonder if she's making this up or exaggerating. It turns out she was not, and Mark's journey into this proves that as well. It's sunlight exposure over your full body, and that's the key, full body, spikes vitamin D synthesis way beyond what arms and face can do. And so a lot of people who get out there, pants, shirt, socks, shoes, they're in the sun. Hey, I got some vitamin D today. Well, you did. But if you're totally clothes free, you get eons more, don't you?
Certainly do. And I had a doctor once tell me that he asked me, "Do you take vitamin D supplements?" And I said, "Yes, I was told to, years ago." And he said, "It's good," because he said everyone should. He said, because there are pollutants in the air that weren't there when we were little. And there's less ability for the body to get that sunlight at the full advantage. So there's another advantage to being naked, and that is that more area of your body is exposed to sunlight. Therefore, your production of vitamin D will be even stronger, even in a time where it's not as effective as it once was.
I guess that's the reason we feel so darn good when we get out there and fully clothes, free under the sun, because of everything that he said so far, including this one. The vitamin D just spikes way up there. So I'm all for it. How about you?
Me too.
All right. Number 5, psychological load drops instantly. Yes, it does. And so he says in his paragraph, clothes carry social signaling stress. Then in quotation marks, do I look fat? Is this wrinkle visible? Did I choose the right outfit? End quote. Strip, and that entire mental track shuts off. Now, I'm going to stop there before I read the rest of it. That might be one of the most profound statements I've ever read, or certainly in a long time. When you have clothes on, you're constantly wondering, even if at the subconscious level, but you feel the stress of it, even if it's subconscious. Do I look okay? Is this too fat? This too small? Are people noticing? Is this wrinkled here? Do they notice the little stain over there? And before you know it, you're just stressed out, all because you wore clothes. Does that make any sense?
It certainly does. And I think that once you just strip away, you've stripped away, as he's saying here, everything. And, it becomes less important whether or not there's a wrinkle on your face or a stain on your clothes, or whether you're wearing designer shoes or, $2 flip-flops. It doesn't matter.
The infamous line or joke, you see it in a lot of movies, at least I used to. I don't know if they have them anymore. Man in a business suit goes out to lunch, has soup, and then he gets it on his tie. Depending on where you go, they can be rather expensive, and they're hard to wash. I don't think you can wash most ties in a traditional wash. You have to take them to cleaners.
Yeah.
And that has a price to pay as well in terms of the actual material. And so some guys will tuck their tie inside their shirt or throw it over their neck or whatever. Well, hello. What if you had no clothes on at all, including no tie? You spill a little soup, you just get a napkin, you wipe it, and you move on, right?
That's all you need to do. And I think at every restaurant, the people should just strip down and walk in and have dinner, and then they can put their clothes back on and go to work if they want to. So, that would be the solution, but that's probably not going to happen. But it would make things so much easier.
Right. Or why put your clothes back on to go to work?
Well, no, but only if their society requires it. In the middle of the business day, I don't think they should.
So his psychological load drops instantly. I'll continue from there. fMRI studies on body image and social stress show that nudity in safe, non-judgmental settings dramatically reduces activity in the dorsal anterior cingulate cortex. You almost need a course in linguistics to read what Mark writes, but it's great. I'm glad he did it. But anyway, he explains what that is. That's the part of the brain that freaks out about social evaluation. And so non-judgmental settings dramatically reduces activity in the part of the brain that freaks out about social evaluation. Experienced naturists literally rewire their brains over time to feel calmer naked than clothed. Well, there's your answer, isn't it?
Wow. I mean, that's what he's saying here, is that everyone has some, or to me, that everyone has some trepidation about being naked, especially at the beginning. We hear that from people all the time, but you learn how to enjoy it and to be calmer and to, take the stress of your life away and just enjoy the sunshine.
That's right. And Lisa, before we go on to the last item, number 6, he talked about fMRI studies on body image and social stress. And I took some time to look up what in the world is fMRI. And it's basically in lowercase f and then MRI. So it's an MRI functional MRI. And according to the interwebs, it's a non-invasive imaging technique that measures brain activity by detecting changes in blood flow and oxygenation. And so when they do those, people with clothes on, people with clothes off, suddenly it just reduces it greatly. So we appreciate that, Mark, for passing that along.
Absolutely.
All right, item number 6 is yours.
Proprioceptive freedom. Your brain gets cleaner feedback about posture and movement when nothing is binding or tugging. Yoga practitioners and dancers who train naked universally report better body awareness and fluidity. The physical ease translates directly into a sense of joy.
Now, I noticed, and I mentioned this on the show before, I think during an interview, that when I'm clothes free, which is most of the time, I'm very well aware of my body and how it talks here about your posture. I'm just more aware of it. If I have clothes on, it's like I don't care as much, I guess, subconsciously, and I might slouch a little bit. But if I'm nude, I'm physically aware, okay, all right, I'm not sitting up straight. I need to sit up going a little bit straighter here. Same with you. Have you noticed that over the years?
Absolutely. I mean, there's something about, I think when you're nude, you feel good. You feel good about your body, so you tend to be a little bit more alert, and by being more alert, you tend to be a little bit more straight standing, or walking maybe calmer, not quite as fast, and you just feel really good because let's stop and think about it. You put a clothes on, it hides everything, and when you've got things hidden, you tend to get less aware of them and become laxer about how you behave and what you do, and so your posture slouches, and you just scurry from one place to the other without really getting that connection with your body and the world around you.
Yeah, yoga practitioners and dancers who train naked, as he put it. And there's a whole bunch of naked yoga folks out there. We had Nat on the show, and some others. And I know I've done yoga with clothes on before, only when studios required it. But if I'm doing it at home, what in the name of sweet heaven is the point of having clothes on when you exercise? That would seem to be maybe one of the most major times when you don't, because you're on purpose moving around and clothes restrict that movement. So that makes sense. Dancers who train naked, I know several who do. I know a couple of people who are in studios who did, kind of the upper echelon studios. But I think for the most part, dancers have some level of clothing on, not much when they're training in groups or for shows or whatever they're doing. But if you're a dancer and you're training alone, why would you ever have clothes on? Other than if you're getting closer to a show, you want to dance in the costume to make sure everything flows right. But wouldn't it be great if we could just have all dancers clothes free to fully express themselves?
That would be an amazing thing because it's the body. The body's part of dancing. It's not only the expression on the face, but it's the movement of the body to the music that's really, just magical. And to have it encumbered by clothing is, taking away from that kind of Greek model of where the body is to be revered and, enjoyed. That's why they, did athletics naked. It was kind of the same sort of feeling that is just much freer, and you just feel like you've done something important.
Yeah. And dancers are considered to be athletes, at a certain level, as you get to a certain point. And they have to train just as rigorously as a basketball or baseball, football, hockey player, rugby, whatever. And they have to keep in perfect shape. And their bodies do tend to go downhill due to aging. And so if you're a professional dancer at age 20, you probably won't be one at age 60, at least not at that level, no matter how good you are, because the body ages, but you can still be very good at it. And that's when a lot of people turn to teaching and take lesser roles and not necessarily out front all the time. But I remember one time I went to this recital, a bunch of kids, the kids recital. And at the end, the owner of the studio, who had been a professional dancer, she was probably pushing 70, but she had been a dancer of note back in her day. Well, she had one of her daughters come out and do a solo. And the daughter is a professional dancer, but she's also a dance teacher at a university. I thought, this ought to be kind of good, whatever. I believe, I got to the point where I was mesmerized by the time she was done. Just the perfect flow of the body as a whole, but also how all the parts fit together. It's a beautiful thing to see, a professional anything, but a professional dancer. And of course, I was tempted to say, "Do you practice clothes free?" But I thought that would be really inappropriate.
Yeah, it might have been, but I've watched. I took ballet and had a moment of tap in my life. I never considered myself anywhere close to professional. I danced with a little group and we did recitals and all the parents came. So, up to all the way through part of college. But one of the most incredible moments I ever had was a ballet dancer, the prima ballerina for that particular show, and she exhibited. She was on her knee and she came up on point on the other leg. No, that may not mean a lot to anybody else, but the strength that she had to have and the control that she had to have over her body to basically pull her entire body up by one leg while she was standing on the tips of her toes. And so there is a tremendous amount of not only strength and grace, but there's also an extreme amount of control. And so in a lot of ways, dancing to me is very, very much an athletic endeavor. I mean, people, their bodies may be in better shape than most athletes at that point in time, considering within the scope of what they do.
And when you put that over into the music field, we've talked before about there are some musicians who only practice or only record in the nude. When they do concerts, they have clothes on because there we go with society again, telling us what to do. And we mentioned Lady Gaga, and Scott from Texas wrote in, said the lady from the Bangles, the lead singer, or one of the lead singers, recorded some tunes in the nude. I don't remember what songs, some of their hit songs. And when I did those, I did 2 CDs back, gosh, it's been a long time ago, 20 years ago, and I was 7 years old.
I tell you,
yeah,
child prodigy.
That's right. I played all the instruments when I was 7 and recorded 2 CDs, and yes, fully in the nude. Now, I didn't promote that or advertise it. Nobody knew, and I don't think anybody even knew until just now when I just mentioned it, because I can't imagine any other way. If you're going to create, what do you want clothes on for? Because that inhibits creativity. Even if it's 0.01%, that's still more than zero, isn't it?
It sure is. And I agree. I mean, I love to be naked to just do normal things around the house. If I'm writing or if I'm cooking, you kind of have to be careful when you're cooking, but just doing things, normal things, I think you feel better and you feel like it's an easier task to do than when you're cumbered by clothing.
All right. Well, Mark, we thank you very much. nudeandhappy.com, Mark from France. We have a couple last paragraphs there. We read them on Saturday's show, but Lisa, if you can go ahead and read those again.
Put all this together and you get a constant low-level yes signal from your nervous system. No wonder longtime naturists feel slightly irritable the moment we have to put clothes on for the outside world. It's like turning off a pleasant full-body hum. The science just confirms what we've felt for decades. The human body was designed to be naked most of the time. Clothes are the occasional tool, not the default. Get nude, stay nude, live nude, and share the nude love. Well done, Mark.
With an exclamation point, too.
Yes, very much so.
A definite theme running through that last sentence. The word nude 4 times. That's not bad at all.
Not at all.
Remember, gosh, it was an old Saturday Night Live sketch, probably before we were born. Featured Michael Jordan, and I forget the cast member who was with Michael Jordan. And it had to do with, he was like in a therapy session. And it was something like, you're good enough, you're strong enough, whatever. And doggone it, people like you. Remember that?
I do.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that as it translates to naturism. It feels great. You look great. It's better for you. And doggone it, it's just the thing to do and make your day, right?
And I think an affirmation every day by Naturist is probably a good thing, you know?
All right. Before we vanish from Mark from France and nudeandhappy.com, we want to talk about a book he has coming out. And today is December 17th, and he has a promotion going on Amazon right now. It started 2 days ago, and it will last till the 22nd. So 15th to 22nd, today's the 17th. We're not quite to the middle of it, but we're in the middle of the promo. And his sentence to us is, my book, Becoming a Nudist, that's the title, will be on promotion on Amazon.com from the 15th to the 22nd of December. A great gift for Christmas. A link is in the show notes to get to his book. He has a promotion right now. You can get it for yourself or your favorite naturist, your favorite wannabe naturist, somebody you want to talk to about naturism. Becoming a Nudist, his book, right now on promotion. So click on that link and do it. And Mark from France, we thank you very much. You always come through with amazing work. And now we have the scientific piece, Lisa. That's your area of expertise. We've had the psychological piece. We've had the doggone it, it just feels right piece. Mm-hmm. And now we have the scientific piece. How about that?
It's really good because there is some validity to all of this. And it gives us something to tell people. I'm not sure how many people who are opposed to naturism would believe you when you told them, oh, you strip down and your vitamin D shoots up. But you would hope they would, because it's true. And, you know, the science facts about most everything in our lives are important. And I think this is great. Good to see it validated that we know what it's making us feel like.
Yeah. I don't know when this occurred over the last few years or so, but I've stopped trying to convince people of things because it's often an exercise in futility. Mm-hmm. But I will tell them what I know, what I believe, and what I've experienced. And if they say, well, that's just dumb and stupid or whatever, okay, I'm just telling you it works for me.
Yes.
It might not work for you, but, you know, if you try it, you never know. And I don't have to be there when you try it. In this case, naturism in particular, I don't have to be there when you take your clothes off and walk outside. But if you're alone, try it sometime. And if you feel like telling me your experience, great. And if not, that's okay too, because again, I'm not telling them what to do. But every person who has ever tried this, naturism, nudism, clothes-free living, for all the right reasons, that's reported back to me. Not all have, but the ones who have, you know, basically, son of a gun, you were right. Why didn't I try this before? And it's like a one-note samba, the same song being played over and over, the same note, like a song with only one note in it repeated many times.
It certainly is. I think that I've seen so many people, heard so many people say, oh, I can never do that. Oh, that's awful. Oh, that's improper. That's just terrible. And I'm like, well, you should try it. And whether they do or not, who knows? But, you know, the judgmental attitude of a lot of people on what naturism is about, as you said, sometimes you just can't talk to them. You just might as well say, hey, I love it. It's up to you whether you want to try it or not, and walk away, because, you know, people like to be argumentative now, and I'm not into that at all.
No, just we advocate it, and we've talked about all the reasons why. So yeah, go for it. Yes. All right. Speaking of a song, we'll get to a new song in just a moment. But first, Lisa, we should remind people we are the official podcast, the American Association for Nude Recreation. Are you a member? If so, great. But if not, you can become one right now. Go to AANR.com, follow the navigation to membership, and within moments, just like Lisa Monroe is and just like I am, you will be a fully fledged member of the American Association for Nude Recreation. How about that, Lisa?
That sounds fun. And remember, people, you can go onto their website and pull it in your state. And if you're new to naturism and you don't know where you can go, you can find a resort, possibly a nude beach or some kind of campground or something where you can enjoy the great outdoors and be naked as you can be.
Yeah. And don't forget non-landed clubs as well. They're not resorts, but they are clubs, and they get together either in people's homes or they travel somewhere. So lots of opportunities. This is what you want to do.
Absolutely. And those non-landed clubs are becoming more and more popular as it's more and more difficult to find somewhere in your local area that you can enjoy being a naturist with other people. So there's a lot out there. Just go look.
Yep. Very well said. You're listening to Naked Nudists and Naturists, episode 150 today. We really appreciate you being with us on this Wednesday show, the Wednesday extravaganza, Just Frank and Lisa, and Just Lisa Frank, however you want to put it.
That works for me.
All right, let's move on now in the world of music, a song. I'm going to mention a name that I don't think we've ever talked about this guy.
I don't think so either.
But his name is, make sure I pronounce this correctly, Rick Dorciak. Have we ever mentioned his name before?
Gosh, I don't remember. It's vaguely familiar, though. Maybe at some point in time we tossed his name out there.
Yeah, we probably have, maybe a couple of billion times, but there are reasons for that. He's out there all of the time, 25 hours a day, 8 days a week, 53 weeks a year, 11 years per decade, and so on and so forth, promoting naturism, shouting it from the mountaintops, and we appreciate and respect him very much. And he's come out with a new Christmas song. And again, to his credit, and I feel compelled to announce this, he never sends it to us at all and never asks, hey, can you play this on your show? He never does that. He just puts it out there, and then we find it, and then we say, hey, Rick, we're going to play your song on such and such a show. And of course, he's thrilled. He loves it. But that shows me he's not out there for himself. If he were, he'd put the song out. He'd send us 50 emails. He'd be begging it to get it on the show. So he could be more famous and more popular, but he doesn't, which shows me he really is doing all of this for the right reasons. Do you agree?
Oh, yes. I think Rick is possibly the most grounded naturist I've ever seen. He lives and breathes what he believes and makes no excuses about it. And I think that's just wonderful. Humble man.
Yes. All right, let's get to it. The name of his new song is Merry Nude-Mas.
Very clever.
Instead of Christmas or Christmas, it's Nude-Mas.
Nude-Mas, yes.
And I'm okay with that. Merry Nude-Mas. So let's go ahead and read through the lyrics, and then we'll play the song. And I'll do the first part here, the first verse. Deck the halls, forget the clothes. Santas and flip-flops, who needs snow? Gifts under the Christmas tree. We're bare and jolly for all to see. And then the chorus is yours.
Merry Nude-Mas, let's get bare. No pants, no shoes, naked without a care. Raise a glass and shed your stress. Unwrap yourself, you're nudist blessed. Merry Nude-Mas, joy we share with love and joy and nothing to wear. It's the season to be free. Merry Nude-Mas, naturally. Love it.
All right, verse 2, fireside hugs and laughter loud, nude and proud in our festive crowd. Carols sung around the fire, birthday suits are the perfect attire. And the bridge, take it away.
Snow or sunshine, rain or breeze, we're comfy nude, who cares, who sees. The greatest gift is being real, so toss the clothes and feel what we feel.
Oh, I like those last two lines.
I do too.
The greatest gift is being real.
Real.
So toss the clothes and feel what we feel.
Yes.
And then the final chorus, I'll read the first half and give the second half to you. Merry Nude-Mas, shout hooray, a birthday suit kind of holiday. Let's toast to peace, to love, to skin, and let the nude year now begin.
Merry Nude-Mas, be aware, joy is found in being bare. So let's all laugh and boldly say, Merry Nude-Mas, the nudist way.
Oh, heck yes. And then some spoken words as the song is ending. The good news, Santa is not bringing clothes in the last line.
Merry Nude-Mas, the nudist way. Yes.
Can you imagine Santa shows up with, 10 boxes under your tree and you open them up and they're all clothes? Like, Santa, what do you think? What do you think?
No. We don't want that. But I dare anyone to go up and when they walk into their family gathering and say, Merry Nude-Mas, and see what happens.
Well, maybe they'll join in. Right?
Maybe they will, but I might not try that. I'm not sure.
You don't know. They might look at you and say, Lisa, all of us are nudists. We didn't think you were. Thank goodness you are.
You never know. That's for sure.
Let's go ahead and listen to this again by Rick Dorciak, his brand new song entitled and Merry Nude-Mas. And here we go.
Deck the halls, forget the clothes. Santa's in flip-flops, who needs snow? Gifts underneath the Christmas tree. We're bare and jolly for all to see. Merry Nudimas, let's get there. No pants, no shoes, naked without a care. Raise a glass and shed your stress. Unwrap yourself, your nude is blessed. Merry Nudimas, joy we share with love and joy. And nothing to wear. It's a season to be free. Merry Nudimas, naturally. Fireside hugs and laughter loud, nude and proud in our festive crowd. Carols sung around the fire. Birthday suits are the perfect attire. Snow or sunshine, rain or breeze, we're comfy nude. Who cares who sees? The greatest gift is being real. So toss the clothes and feel what we feel. Merry Nudimas, shout hooray. A birthday suit kind of holiday. Let's toast to peace, to love, to skin, and let the nude year now begin. Merry Nudimas, be aware. Joy is found in being bare. So let's all laugh and boldly say, Merry Nudimas, the nudist way.
The good news, Santa is not bringing clothes.
Merry Nudimas, the nudist way.
You know, Lisa, I know we keep using the same words over and over about Rick, terrific, great, phenomenal, but they all fit, don't they?
They certainly do. And I do think he's one of a kind because Rick has an exuberance about him, and he seems to go for the like right to the core of things in a very happy, outgoing way. And it's just, it gives you a strong feeling of just self-joy and happiness to listen to the things that he's done, like his songs.
And the link to that song is in the show notes. Rick Dorciak, Merry Nude-Mas. And so we invite you to click on it and listen to it to your heart's content. Maybe have it playing in the background on a loop as your visitors arrive for Christmas.
That'll work. And they'll go, what? Oh, wow. Okay, we'll do that. You might be surprised.
Yeah, we've had guests before say they'll leave out copies of the magazine from the American Association for News Recreation as their way of dropping subtle hints. If somebody sees it, what's that? Oh, let me tell you. Well, this could be a way to do it too. It's hitting a different part of taking information in. Instead of the eyes, it's the ears. They hear Merry Nude-Mas, joy is found in being bare. And they say, well, what is that? And then you can explain, well, it's a song about being naked, clothes for a living for all the right reasons. Let me put on Frank and Lisa. They can explain it better, but here we go. Let's take our clothes off and have a Merry Nude-Mas. Not a bad way to start Christmas.
Not a bad way at all. And so we can only hope that is a present under the tree for everyone. And that is that, naturism becomes something that can be discussed and perhaps participated in over the holidays.
Yeah. All right, Lisa. And again, we thank Mark from France, nudeandhappy.com. We thank Rick Dorciak from kickassnudist.com. And all links are in the show notes. And with that, let's head for the hills, and we will get together on this coming Saturday. Kind of hard to believe, episode 150 today. Well, any thoughts on that?
I'm just blown away. I don't know how we got here. I remember pre-first episode, all the discussions we had. What are we going to do? What's happening? And then here we are, 150 episodes later. I'm worn out. Are you? But enjoying it. No, I'm not either. No. I'm teasing because this has been an exhilarating ride for us, and I love every second of it.
Yeah. Okay, Lisa, very well said. And if you promise to stay clothes free Until Saturday, we'll see you on Saturday. How's that go?
I'll be here on Saturday, and I just want to say Merry Nude-Mas to everyone.
That's right. All right. See you on Saturday.
Bye.
Goodness sake, there goes Lisa Monroe dancing away. I think I'm going to make a determination here once and for all, now that she's left the studio and can't get back in because it automatically locks. We are here twice a week, as you know, and we're going to be here for quite a while. We're not going anywhere anytime soon. But if we ever get to the point where we know that this is the last show, I think on that last show, I'm going to take video of her dancing out of the studio. Then if she brings harm to me, it doesn't matter because we're not coming back anyway. But that's a long way off. And I probably shouldn't take video anytime before then because we don't want to end the show prematurely. But definitely worth the price of admission to see Lisa Monroe dance, bringing her ballet and jazz and tap skills back to life. And she does a whole bunch around here, as you know, those memes you see on social media, Tuesdays and Wednesdays. She runs the merchandise thing all by herself. I have nothing to do with that, neither does Jennifer. Comes in and does these segments twice a week, helps out with Patreon, listens to me talk about the show, what we should do, what we shouldn't do, gives her feedback, argues on occasion, but we'll let that go for now. But we appreciate Lisa Monroe very much. Well, we hope you enjoyed today's show, and go ahead and click on the link to MARC's Nudism, Scientific Reasons Why It Works, and spread it around. Let everybody know, hey, folks, this is not just fun and games, although it can be fun and games too, but there are scientific reasons why nudism actually works. And while you're at it, click on the link to Rick's new song, and spread that out there, too. You still have 8 days to get the word out about Christmas, Merry Nude-Mas, Merry Nudimus, however you say it. And just spread the joy of Christmas and the joy of clothes-free living for all the right reasons. And then be sure to come back on Saturday, only a few days away. We'll have part 2 of my interview with Jelaine Lombardi. Remember, she wrote that book, Running Around Naked. Grew up in a nudist resort from ages 7 to 18, left the state to go to college, never returned to naturism. Calls herself an outsider now. Still likes to get naked from time to time and do fun things, but for the most part, she's not living the life of a naturist. Calls herself an outsider, as I mentioned, after being fully immersed in it for 11 years or so. How about that? And also a gentleman by the name of Dan Hawkins. You know him. He's the president of Anner Southwest. He writes under the pen name D.H. Jonathan. He has a new book coming out, and we asked him to send in an audio clip explaining what the book is about and how to get it, and he's done that, and we'll play that clip for you at the beginning of the show on Saturday morning. So lots to look forward to, so be with us on this Saturday. Continue to enjoy clothes-free living for all the right reasons. And we'll see you on Saturday morning for episode 151. Well, you've been listening to Naked Nudists and Naturists, episode 150 today. We give you a brand new show every Saturday morning, 6 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time, and on most Wednesdays, 12 noon Eastern Time. Continue to join us. Check us out on our website, nakednudistandnaturist.com, Spotify, Google, Amazon/Audible, Apple Podcasts, and also on Twitter. You can write us anywhere, anytime, any place. And we thank you for being with us today. Plan to join us for every single one of our shows here and have your clothes off when you're listening. We have our clothes off when we're broadcasting, enjoying the naturist life.
We celebrate clothes-free living for all. Remember to enjoy being naked and join us again for Naked Nudists and Naturists.
We drop a brand new show every Saturday morning, so come back and join us. Have your clothes off when you do for Naked Nudists and Naturists. Have a great clothes-free day.